Hello everyone. Welcome to my channel, The Glammed Rebel. I hope everyone's having a good day. Please like, comment, and subscribe for daily updates. Carter will lose hope, Daphne says. The bold and the beautiful, the Glammed Rebel. Daphne's warning, Carter's heartbreak, and the fake cancer bombshell that could change everything on a calm before the storm. When Daphne Rose's high heels click against the polished floors of the Forrester Creations offices, there's a sense of timing that feels almost too perfect. Or, depending on your perspective, too dangerous. Her return to Los Angeles isn't casual. It's strategic. This is a woman who knows that life, love, and opportunity all run on momentum. And in the tangled web of Forrester and Spencer romances, momentum shifts in an instant. But Daphne doesn't arrive in a vacuum. She walks into a city already buzzing with the unthinkable. Liam Spencer's miraculous recovery from terminal brain cancer. A miracle that's about to be exposed as the most vicious scam in recent B&B memory. Up until now, the focus has been on gratitude. Hope, Logan, and Liam have been publicly thanking Dr. Grace Buckingham for saving Liam's life with an experimental brain procedure. Bill Spencer, whose wallet has historically been as much a weapon as his tongue, dropped a cool $1 million to fund that so-called surgery. For weeks, the narrative has been one of bittersweet celebration. A dying man given back his life. But in true soap fashion, the undercurrent was never quite right. And now, the truth is about to boil over. Grace's secret unravels. Dr. John Finnegan has never been the type to turn a blind eye to medical malpractice. He's the moral compass of the hospital, a doctor whose oath means something. So when Grace Buckingham, already shadowed by the sins of her ex-husband Reese, tried to bury her deception, Finn refused to play along. One tense afternoon, Finn all but dragged Grace to the Spencer mansion, his voice sharp with outrage. Inside the sprawling home, Hope was at Liam's side, as she has been for weeks. It's an image that hasn't gone unnoticed. Carter Walton, Hope's fiancé, has kept a cautious eye on how much time his bride-to-be spends with her ex-husband. But up until now, he's swallowed his doubts. After all, Liam was supposedly dying. Bill was there too, arms folded, ready to defend his son against any fresh threat. A home nurse lingered discreetly in the background, as if sensing that something far bigger than post-op care was about to explode. Grace's voice shook as Finn stood behind her, his silent presence demanding honesty. Liam, Hope, there's something I have to confess. What followed was a confession so grotesque that even by B&B standards it left the room spinning. The crime beneath the cure. Grace hadn't just lied. She hadn't just exaggerated. She had engineered the entire crisis. According to her own words, forced out under Finn's unrelenting gaze. Liam never had brain cancer at all. Every blackout, every dizzy spell, every moment of weakness was chemically induced. Those prescription bottles Hope had seen but never questioned. They weren't cancer meds. They were a cocktail of off-label drugs designed to mimic terminal illness symptoms. And why? Reese Buckingham, the man who once ripped Hope's newborn daughter Beth from her arms and sold her to Steffi Forrester under the guise of an adoption, was drowning in gambling debt again. Grace had stepped in, not to protect the innocent, but to shield Reese from the thugs who wanted his head. The payoff for her deception? That $1 million surgery fee from Bill. The silence that followed her admission was suffocating. Hope's face drained of color. Liam's lips parted in shock. Bill's jaw tightened like stone. In one fell swoop, Grace had made a mockery of months of grief, farewell speeches, and final goodbyes. And she had lit a match under a powder keg that could blow apart more than just Liam's medical file. Hope's heart wavers. Something in Hope had shifted from the moment they first received Liam's diagnosis. She and Liam had begun talking again, not just about their daughter Beth, but about what they once meant to each other. Late-night conversations blurred into wistful confessions. There had been moments, fleeting but undeniable, where Hope looked at Liam not as her past, but as a future she was being forced to let go of. And Liam, knowing his days were supposedly numbered, had selflessly nudged her toward Carter. Carter had been safe, solid. Carter was a man who adored her and did not share the tangled history and heartbreak that she had with Liam. His proposal had been fast, maybe too fast, but in the haze of Liam's terminal prognosis, Hope said yes. In the Spencer mansion, Grace's lies hang in the air like smoke, making Hope's decision feel less certain. Liam isn't dying. He's standing right there, alive, betrayed, and in need of comfort. And Hope knows exactly how dangerous it is for her to be the one to give it. Daphne's return becomes the wild card. Enter Daphne Rose. She's not just back in town to pick up where she left off. She's back with purpose. She has always had feelings for Carter, perhaps even stronger than mere liking. And she's not blind to the fact that Carter's engagement to Hope was born out of desperation, not destiny. Daphne already knows what Carter once overheard. Hope telling Liam she still loved him and wanted to be with him. That moment had made Daphne think Carter's relationship with Hope was done. But Hope had gaslit Carter, brushing it off as a misunderstanding. Carter believed her, or at least pretended to. Now, with Liam's health restored, Daphne smells blood in the water. Carter's engagement, already on shaky ground, is about to collapse, and she plans to be there when it does. The conversations that could break Carter. It's not difficult to picture how this plays out. Carter, reeling from the news, confides in Daphne. She listens, wide-eyed and sympathetic, but her mind is racing. Carter, she might say, she only said yes to you because Liam was dying. You were her life raft. You think that's love. She'll tell him the truth as she sees it, that even if Hope stays, Carter will always be her consolation prize, that the woman he's building a future with still loves another man, and she might dare him to test it, to tell Hope she's free to go and see if she fights to stay. If Daphne's right, Hope won't fight. She'll drift back toward Liam like a magnet finding its pull. And Carter, who has been rejected more times than he cares to admit, will have to decide whether to let her break his heart slowly or rip the bandage off now. The shadow of Reese Buckingham. Grace's crimes are more than personal, they're generational. Reese Buckingham's betrayal years ago left scars on Hope and Liam's relationship that have never fully healed. The Baby Beth saga was one of the most harrowing storylines in modern B&B history. Now, to discover that Reese's shadow has reached into their lives again, using Grace as his accomplice, is enough to reopen old wounds. For Liam, it's a reminder that Hope has always been his partner in surviving Buckingham betrayals. For Hope, it's a bitter irony that the man she nearly lost twice, once to a stolen baby and once to fake cancer, might be the very man she can't stop loving. Couple swap on the horizon. Soap fans know the signs. The camera lingers too long on certain glances. Dialogue circles back to unresolved feelings. And secondary characters, like Daphne, show up just in time to step into a vacant romantic slot. All signs point to a couple swap. Liam and Hope gravitating back together, while Carter finally stops chasing women who won't choose him and turns to someone who actually wants him, Daphne. The transition won't be clean. Hope may resist admitting her feelings for Liam at first, not wanting to hurt Carter. Carter may try to pretend he's fine, while his pride quietly bleeds. Daphne may have to push harder than ever to get Carter to see what's right in front of him, but the outcome feels inevitable. The emotional fallout. The next few weeks in Los Angeles will be a minefield of emotions. Hope is torn between loyalty to Carter and the gravitational pull of Liam. Liam is trying to process his anger at Grace while realizing his feelings for Hope never died. Carter is forced to confront the truth that he might be someone's second choice again. Daphne stepping into the fray, equal parts opportunist and genuine romantic contender. Bill was furious at being scammed and ready to make Grace pay in ways that go beyond money. Finn is grappling with the fact that exposing the truth may have blown apart several relationships. And in the middle of it all, Grace Buckingham, whose choices may have triggered the next great romantic upheaval in B&B history. Why this story matters. What makes this arc so compelling isn't just the outrageous scam. It's how deeply it cuts into the core relationships of the show. It's a storyline that forces every character to confront uncomfortable truths about love, about loyalty, and about whether their current lives are the ones they actually want. Hope's engagement to Carter was always a choice made in the shadow of Liam's supposed death sentence. Remove that shadow, and the engagement's foundation crumbles. For Carter, this could be the heartbreak that finally pushes him into the arms of someone who actually loves him back. For Liam, it's a second chance he didn't think he'd get, and maybe the last chance to reclaim the life he lost. And for Daphne, it's the opening she's been waiting for. Feel free to share any video requests in the comments. I'll try to make a video about it. Stay connected with the Glammed Rebel for all the latest updates, spoilers, and deep dive recaps. See you in the next video. Stay safe and healthy. May God keep you safe. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to turn on the notification bell button for daily updates.